So I met with a parent last night who shared that he has been to 22 school tours. And the reason he shared that is because our school tours are not a school tour. We have an engaging discussion that models for the parents what their heroes do every day at Acton, 2 to 3 times a day. We have this critical thinking discussion that the heroes get really good at, and they practice communication skills and critical thinking and making their points and agreeing and disagreeing with each other respectfully. Anyway, he said, I've been to 22 school tours and the only thing I ever hear about is academics. And we don't talk about academics at our meeting because that's the easy part. In order to change things, not just with education, but with the health of our children, we have to radically change what we're doing in schools. Focusing solely on academics is from the 1800s, and it doesn't make sense for our children. We see that increased anxiety, increased academic I don't even know about standards, but expectations with this idea that this is going to create a happy life for our children. If they get good grades, then they go to college and they succeed and have a career and they're happy. And we just have to rethink what we're saying. We know the answers to happier, healthier, more rounded children is not sitting in a desk for hours on end, banging their heads against textbooks. It isn't healthy, and we know that. In addition to the academic rigor being pushed on children younger and younger is the lack of outdoor free playtime that they get and the increase of homework. This is creating so many problems in our society, and we just keep doing it. So I just share this because it reminded and reaffirmed to me why we have to do something so radically, so drastically different. We've got to stop focusing on academics solely in preschool, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. Another story. I talked to a child this week and I said, are you excited for school? They don't go to our school. Are you excited for school? And he just looked me straight in the face and said, no. It's boring and I have to sit there. And his mom gave some more context. She said he is ahead academically, but he just gets to sit there. And I feel so bad for the teachers because they cannot possibly, in the system they're given, customize for every child. And I know some do it and some try really hard to do it. But this little boy then is bored, and as little boys do, wants to move, wants to be challenged, and then he gets in trouble. And then what happens, and I've seen this over and over, is this little boy starts to think he's bad, so do the teachers, so do his classmates, and all of a sudden this bright little boy who used to love to learn is now the bad kid. This doesn't make any sense. So that's that story. Then there's the 22 school tour story where our focus is off. We have to change what we're doing. I had another story. I forgot it. All the time I'm seeing evidence of what we are doing is not working. And unless we as parents stop accepting what is being given to us for our children and choose something different, things are not going to change in our country. And you know what that means? We continue to have adults who are unmotivated, unfulfilled, lacking direction, and then they figure it out, they have children, and then they have midlife crises because they never got to be children who learn to love learning. My challenge to you is if your child, if the light is dimming in their eyes, if they've fallen out of love of learning, You've got to get back to that and do everything in your power to help them find their love of learning again. And unfortunately, in most of our traditional school settings, that is not the focus. It's not that the teachers couldn't do that. They can't. That didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, they're able, they're loving, they're wonderful, and their hands are tied by the system that we are cranking our children through. There's my rant for today. Do something different.